Love you. Rebecca Moore from Google, please tell us about time-lapse.
All right. So I work on the Google Earth and Maps team, and many people are familiar with those tools. More than 1 billion people have downloaded Google Earth. More than 1 billion people use Google Maps every week. Some of you may have even used Google Maps to get here today, and you didn't get lost, so that's good. So, you know, are we done? No. In fact, in 2008, I was in the Brazilian Amazon, and I was approached by a Brazilian geoscientist, that is someone who works on analyzing satellite data and map data, and he explained there's a terrible problem in the Amazon. They were losing at that time more than 1 million acres a year to deforestation, most of it illegal, happening in remote parts of the rainforest where there was not good law enforcement on the ground. And he said it's actually possible by analyzing satellite data automatically, using daily feeds of satellite data, to create an automated alerting system. However, it's terabytes of data. And just managing that data on a single computer is difficult, getting access to it. And then trying to do the analysis on that data actually takes weeks or months. So by the time you've got your result, it's too late. And he said, you know, Google, you have all this data. You let us look at it in Google Earth and Maps. Why don't you let us do science on it? Let us do analysis on it and give us access to your computers. So we came to understand that there's a really interesting situation that the satellite data, through very enlightened open data policy of the US government, NASA and USGS, has made the data public and free. But as a practical matter, it's not that accessible. It comes off the satellite and it goes onto tapes in a vault in South Dakota. So what I brought that challenge back to Google and got permission to basically build a new technology for science, for environmental analysis that we called Google Earth Engine. Earth Engine because it's an analytical engine for the planet. And our dream is to bring in every day all of the most important, relevant satellite data and other environmental data, atmospheric data, and make that available for science and for informing public policy. So we did that. We now have more than 1 petabyte of satellite data, and it's coming in every day from various satellites. And we decided to try it ourselves. And so the time-lapse project that Michael mentioned, we just launched last month an animated, zoomable, 30-year interactive map of the Earth. And what that means is you can fly back. So Google Earth and Maps, you can fly around, right? You can zoom around, but it's a static image of the planet. Imagine we've added the 4th dimension, time. So while you're flying around, the Earth is animating from 1984 to 2012, right? And you can see unbelievable phenomena that have never been really easily accessible before. So you see Las Vegas growing while Lake Mead nearby is shrinking. You see the deforestation of the Amazon. You see Columbia Glacier receding. You see the creation of the artificial islands off Dubai. It's amazing the phenomena that are accessible in seconds. So we launched that last month, and within less than a week, we had more than 3 million visitors to the site, and blogs and newspapers were embedding time lapses of their locality all over the place because it was so fascinating. So that's great. But then what I think we're even more excited about is we've put Earth Engine in the hands of the scientific community. We now have more than 1,000 scientists who are using it for everything from, you know, deforestation analysis to estimating crop yield, predicting drought. You know, for example, scientist Matt Hansen, working with the government of Mexico, used Earth Engine to create the most detailed map of Mexico's forests and water ever created. It involved analyzing 53,000 Landsat images. It was 15,000 hours of computation, but because we ran it on 1,000 computers in parallel, the result was available in less than a day. It would have taken almost 3 years on a single computer. Now we're working with him to scale that up globally. It's taking millions of hours of computation, and I tease him that he's dimming the lights of Google, right? Another scientist, and this really speaks to the benefit of open science, not just open data. Alessandro Bacchini and his colleagues at Woods Hole have created a pan-tropical biomass map. Okay, this is estimating the density of forest canopy all over the world, and they're using that to estimate carbon. Okay, that's great. But now they've put that data in Earth Engine, and other scientists are using that as the input to their analysis. For example, Save the Elephants and Jane Goodall Institute are mashing that biomass data up with tracking data for elephants, chimp nest site data, to estimate where chimps may nest in the future or which habitats need to be protected. So it's informing policy. The last example I'll just mention, I'm very pleased that we've now just hit the one-year anniversary of our first Brazilian scientist has now been operationally monitoring the Brazilian Amazon for a year using Google Earth Engine, and he's told us that it is literally saving hectares of forest every month because they're getting those timely alerts out to law enforcement. So I'm very happy about that. I guess I'll just close by saying that it's an honor for us at Google to be able to use our massive data hosting and compute capability in service of these humanitarian and environmentally beneficial causes. Thank you.
Rebecca, what's the URL?
Did I pay you to say that? So the platform is earthengine.google.org. That'll get you to the main page, and if you want to see the time lapse, it's just earthengine.google.org/timelapse. Check it out.
Can you search for that on Google?
You can search.
So the next two champions